and welcome to the 5th annual OG Band Spectacular. We've got plenty of music ahead of us, so I don't want to take too long on introductions, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Adam Verbsky, and apparently this mic's going to be friendly tonight, and I'm the band director for OG Schools. Tonight you'll get to see the entire progression of our band program, all the way from when our students first have the opportunity to join band in 5th grade, up through our high school ensembles. First up, we have our 5th grade band, consisting of members from all 3 elementaries, that being Ottawa-Glandorf and St. Peter and Paul elementaries here in the district, combining together to make one full ensemble. Now, you may have noticed that they were doing something unexpected behind me as I've been talking. All of their instruments have disappeared back into their cases. I decided that since 5th grade we're so anxious about performing at a concert this year that we would do something a bit different to try and ease their nerves a bit. So we're just going to sit here. Just kidding, obviously. But we need to start back at square one, just like all these students did back in August. Hello? Oh, that made it worse. It's easy to forget. Where we all started once we've been rolling in the band world for so long, but it took us a few days to get our instruments together and playing properly. As a matter of fact, we didn't even start with full instruments. Band, can you please get out your mini instruments? One of the first hurdles you have to get over is making a good sound on your instrument. A good way to establish a strong bass line is to have the wind players, those being the instruments that use air to produce and maintain their sound. Use just the very first part of their instrument. For some, that's easy enough. Trumpets and trombones just pull out their mouthpieces. Flutes just hold their head joint. But for our reed instruments, those that produce their sound with small wooden reeds, they have to put together quite a bit with their mouthpiece, reed, and the ligature to hold the reed in place. There we go. Now, I apologize in advance, but I promise, hopefully, that this is the most obnoxious thing you will hear this evening. This is where it all starts. 4 counts. Nice air support. And that glorious cacophony is the first sound we made together as a full band. Nowhere to go but up. Band, go ahead and put your full instruments together. Of course, this takes me back as well. This trumpet sitting over here was once my father's when he played back in the 70s, and then it was my instrument when I first joined 5th grade band all of those years ago. I actually have my old 5th grade band folder with my lovely 5th grade handbook. And this mic is going to be pleasant, I can already tell. Anyway, now that we've got some instruments together, it's time to figure out how to hold them properly, which took some of us quite a while. Some of these instruments, in particular the flute and trombone, can be a bit counterintuitive to hold and play at first if your fingers and hands are not in the correct position. A lot of us started out like this. But after some instruction and plenty of reminders, we eventually got it right. Oh, but believe it or not, we have one final step before we're finally ready to play again, because wow, we have some hideous posture going on back here. Since most of our instruments use air in order to play, we have to make sure we're sitting up with nice tall posture so that our airways are open like this. And now we're ready to play. Band, let's hear a note. Let's play the same note. So flutes, trombones, percussion, B flat. Clarinets, trumpets, C. Saxes, G. Let's try that now for 4 counts. So 1. And now we're starting to sound like a band. We've now weaved our way through about the first 2 weeks or so band, but before we move on, I'd like to show off one of our favorites, the long note competition. We do this exercise to help build steady air and solid breath support in our wind players. They each get one breath to hold that same note we just played as long as they can. So let's see how they do.
To the present day and meet some of our instruments. Each instrument is going to play on their own first, so we can hear how they sound, before we combine as a full group for our grand finale. Let's start with our highest wind instrument in our 5th grade band, the flute. While not a reed instrument like the clarinet or saxophone, it still falls into the woodwind family of instruments. It's also generally our softest instrument, so it's nice to isolate it to hear its tone by itself. So flutes. To our reed instruments now, we have our clarinets. Both the clarinets and saxes produce their sound by vibrating a small wooden reed against their mouthpieces. Clarinets tend to make a nice, full, rich sound with their lower notes, which is what we will demonstrate now. But I'm afraid the mic is going to cut off because it's based back in that room, so I'm going to just hang out over here. Sorry, saxes. Speaking of saxes, now we move out. Nope, wrong line. Other reed instrument, the saxophone. Specifically, these students are playing an alto saxophone, most well known for its use in jazz bands, one of which you will see later this evening. Later in this concert, you will also see some junior high and high school students play tenor and baritone saxophones, which play much lower than these altos. Here we go, altos. And into our brass instruments. First up, we have our trumpets, where once upon a time I once played. The trumpet's probably the most recognizable band instruments, so I don't think it needs much more introduction. Trumpet. 1, 2, and ready. To go, and another one in the brass family, the trombone. These are our brass instruments, trumpets and trombones, since they are traditionally made out of brass and are played by buzzing into a metal mouthpiece. Now you may well say, Mr. Verbsky, the saxes are made out of brass, aren't they? They very well may be, but using the wooden reed to produce their sound leaves them stuck in woodwind land. Our trombone. The trombone is unique amongst our instruments here as we produce different pitches by using the slide rather than any set of keys or valve. Trombone. 1, 2, and 1, okay. finally, we have our friends all the way in the back in percussion land who have been patiently waiting to be mentioned this entire time. As many of you are probably well aware, our percussionists typically use a wide array of instruments, many of which you will see as the concert progresses. For our 5th grade, however, all of our young musicians have been learning how to play the bells, also sometimes referred to as the glockenspiel, which is a fun word. This instrument is similar to the piano, except played with mallets to strike the individual bars. We'll see some of the larger brethren of the bells, including the marimba and xylophone, later this evening in high and high school. For now, though, the bells. And a round of applause for our percussion. Well, hopefully you've learned a thing or two about our instruments and how much these students have learned in the past year. And as our grand finale for 5th grade, here are all of our instruments together for their very first 20-second long concert. One more round of applause for our fabulous 5th grade musicians. I am very much looking forward to see what this group can accomplish next year in 6th grade. Come to our holiday concert next December to find out. Speaking of 6th grade, you are up. As 5th grade migrates out of their chairs and 6th grade comes down and fills them again, I just wanted to bring your attention to our program this evening. If you notice, we had some QR codes floating around. If you pull up that QR code in your camera app on your smart device, you'll be able to view a digital program. We have some paper copies for those of you who do not understand technology or don't have anything. But the QR code is nice and useful. And you can zoom in if you just pinch it. Where's Noah? So we've seen our 5th grade. That was their first concert. This is 6th grade's second concert. All right, 6th grade is getting ready to go. I am now tired of talking. I've talked a lot, and you guys are probably tired of hearing both me and Skip to My Lose. So we're just going to hop right into 6th grade here, playing Forest of Tranquility and Regal March.
One more round of applause for our 6th grade band. Junior high, you are up. Come on down. As we transition, I will briefly mention our band booster fundraiser we have going on right now. We are selling yard flags for the OG Titans. If you're interested in buying one, look for any band kid or band booster member, and there's also a sale set up over on that table by where many of you came in. So if you're interested, be sure to look into that.
Junior high, are we ready to go? See a thumbs up from AJ. That is the official cue that we are all good to go. Here we go. We are playing Chorale and Caprice and Spirit of the Stallion.
our junior high band, combined 7th and 8th. High school, you're up. Trade spots at junior high. And if you were listening to junior high and think, I would love to hear more of them, don't worry, they will be back later tonight. As high school gets set up, I just want to draw your attention to high school band's next event, which is our spring cabaret on Sunday, May 8th at 4 p.m. right here, right where you're at right now, followed by our first annual high school band awards banquet. Should be a good time. We're playing these songs that we're going to hear in the next few minutes, as well as a lot of other stuff too. So come on down if you want to hear more high school band. High school band is just about ready, and if you enjoyed that glorious cacophony of 5th grade, I have good news for you, because we've got a bit more musical interpretation on that coming at you here with our first song, followed by a compilation of songs from LOKI. No, we're not Disney sponsors, although we did go to Disney back in February, and they made me sign a lot of things. So. And now for what is hopefully the most chaotic part of the evening. We now have to get this set up to combine junior high and high school while jazz band comes over here and plays, featuring the jazz band kids. So jazz band, let's get over there. Everyone else, make sure you get the chairs set up properly, spread out the stands. Junior high, you can come down, start getting the setup. Please do so quietly. So as we get ready for jazz band, this is a preview of our jazz band concert happening Tuesday, May 17th at 7 p.m. in the auditorium here at the high school. So if you enjoy what you hear with the high school jazz band, make sure you come on down. And the jazz band got to name themselves. So I present to you the first performance by Adam and the Verbs.
I came up with that.
Okay, children, don't fight. Mr. Verbsky.
And again, if you like what you heard, Jazz Band Concert Tuesday, May 17th at 7 p.m. High School Auditorium.
Yeah.
As we finish getting set up for our final piece with combined junior high and high school, high school jazz band. Combined junior high and high school band equaling somewhere around 100 total musicians. I don't have an exact number. Well, that's how many chairs. So then you count percussion too. So it's like close to 100. Who's the director here? Anyway, a couple people to thank. I'd like to thank our administration here for being so supportive of the arts. I'd like to thank our band booster organization for everything that they do for this band. They help keep us afloat in more ways than one. And I'd also like to thank my parents. Are they here? Yeah. As you can tell, they're popular with the kids. So. Here we go. Our actual grand finale, featuring all of our junior high and high school musicians, everyone from 7th grade to 12th grade, all in one ensemble. safe.